Welcome to this edition of Culture Vulture. It is your ultimate, alternative, weekly entertainment guide. We bring you the best of film, music, and the arts. Our perspective is fresh. Mainstream media often overshadows unique voices and creative expressions. Culture Vulture aims to shine a light on hidden cultural gems that deserve your attention. Each week, we curate a selection of films, music, and events designed to inspire and engage. We celebrate the diverse tapestry of artistic endeavours that shape our world. Writing is by Pat Harrington and music is from Tim Bragg. Highlights of the week include The Courier, 2020, BBC One, Saturday 4th January, 11:40 p.m. A gripping Cold War thriller where a businessman turned spy risks everything to prevent global catastrophe. Patience, episodes 1 and 2, C4, Wednesday the 8th of January, 9 p.m., and Thursday the 9th of January, 9 p.m. This groundbreaking drama introduces Patience, an autistic investigator, whose unique perspective proves invaluable as she solves complex cases while navigating family tensions and personal growth. Set against the backdrops of York and Antwerp. 120 BPM, 2018, C4, Saturday the 4th of January, 2:05 p.m. A powerful and unflinching tribute to activism during the AIDS crisis, capturing the urgency and resilience of a community fighting for survival.
Saturday the 4th of January, 2025. The Courier, 2020, BBC One, 11:40 p.m. This gripping Cold War thriller tells the true story of Greville Wynne, a British businessman unwittingly drawn into the world of espionage. Wynne becomes a courier for MI6, tasked with delivering vital intelligence from a Soviet informant. Benedict Cumberbatch delivers a compelling performance as Wynne, a man thrust into danger yet determined to make a difference. The film explores Wynne's transformation from an unassuming salesman to a reluctant hero. His growing camaraderie with Soviet informant Oleg Penkovsky adds emotional depth to the narrative. Their bond is both a source of strength and vulnerability, as their clandestine efforts expose them to grave risks. The stakes escalate as both men face the harsh realities of betrayal and the threat of imprisonment. While The Courier is a story of courage and sacrifice, it also raises questions about the ethics of espionage. The toll on those caught in its web is profound, with lives irrevocably altered by decisions made in the shadows. Ultimately, The Courier is not just a spy thriller but a poignant exploration of friendship, loyalty, and the sacrifices made in the name of peace. 120 BPM, 2018, C4, 2:05 p.m. Set during the AIDS crisis of the 1990s, this powerful drama follows members of ACT UP Paris, a group fighting for visibility and treatment. The film, directed by Robin Campillo, offers an unflinching portrayal of activism, focusing on the lives of those at the front line. It captures the urgency, heartbreak, and resilience of a community under siege. The story centers on Nathan and Sean, whose relationship unfolds against the backdrop of the fight for survival. Sean, living with AIDS, embodies both the defiance and fragility of the movement. His passion and anger are palpable, as are his moments of vulnerability. The film's intimate moments between Nathan and Sean contrast with the chaos of protests and meetings, showing the personal stakes behind the public struggle. 120 BPM excels in capturing the energy of activism. The group's meetings, debates, and protests are depicted with raw authenticity, highlighting the complexities of collective action. The tension between pragmatism and radicalism among the members adds depth, showing the challenges of navigating a fight where every decision feels like life or death. The film is also a celebration of life in the face of death. Its characters are vibrant, finding joy and solidarity even as they confront overwhelming grief. Dance scenes, particularly those set to pulsing electronic music, serve as both a release and a defiant assertion of existence. These moments are electrifying, juxtaposing the vibrancy of life with the looming spectre of loss. Campillo doesn't shy away from the grim realities of the epidemic, but his lens is compassionate. The film forces viewers to confront the human cost of institutional apathy and societal prejudice. 120 BPM is not only a tribute to those who fought and died during the crisis, but a reminder of the power of collective action and the enduring need for empathy and justice.
Sunday, the 5th of January, 2025. Kelly's Heroes, 1970, BBC 2, 12:30 p.m. Kelly's Heroes is more than a simple war film. Set during World War II, it blends comedy, action, and satire. Beneath the surface of its adventure lies a sharp critique of military bureaucracy and the futility of war. The film's characters highlight human greed and ingenuity, raising questions about individualism in times of collective struggle. It is a story about soldiers seeking personal gain amidst chaos, but it also examines deeper social and ethical concerns. The film critiques the absurdity of war through its anti-heroic approach. Kelly and his crew are not traditional war heroes. They abandon their mission to steal gold from the Nazis, driven by self-interest rather than patriotism. This moral ambiguity challenges the audience's view of heroism. Are their actions justifiable in the face of wartime destruction? The soldiers' greed mirrors the exploitation and opportunism often seen in conflicts, suggesting that even in war, personal motives can outweigh collective duty. Political themes emerge in the way the film portrays authority figures. Commanding officers are shown as incompetent or self-serving. This creates a stark contrast with the resourceful and rebellious soldiers. The breakdown of the chain of command is not just comedic, but also a critique of hierarchical power structures. By highlighting the disconnect between the front line and decision-makers, Kelly's Heroes questions the efficiency and ethics of military leadership. The camaraderie among the soldiers is both heartening and revealing. It shows the resilience of human connection, even in morally grey circumstances. Their diverse backgrounds and shared mission reflect a microcosm of society, where people unite for a common goal despite individual flaws. Ultimately, Kelly's Heroes is not just a war film. It is a commentary on greed, power, and human resilience in the face of absurdity, making it as relevant today as it was in 1970. Rome, Rise and Fall of an Empire, Sky History, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. This marathon recounts the glory and decline of a civilization. Each episode sheds light on ambition, leadership, and hubris. The empire's achievements clash with its excesses. The echoes of its downfall still resonate.
Monday, the 6th of January, 2025. Building Britain's biggest nuclear power station, one of two, BBC 4, 11 p.m. The first episode offers a behind-the-scenes look at the construction of the UK's largest nuclear power station, delving into the technical challenges and the immense scale of the project. Engineers and workers face logistical and environmental hurdles as they work to complete a site expected to power millions of homes. The program vividly illustrates the collaboration of science, engineering, and sheer determination involved in such a venture. The documentary provides a brief but compelling exploration of nuclear power's role in addressing the UK's energy needs. With renewable sources like wind and solar dependent on weather conditions, nuclear power offers a stable and reliable baseload. This is particularly critical for energy security, ensuring that the UK has a consistent supply of electricity to meet growing demands. However, the program raises questions about whether the advantages of nuclear energy, such as its low greenhouse gas emissions and long-term reliability, outweigh its high costs and concerns about waste disposal. Although the show focuses on the engineering triumphs and logistical complexities, it touches only lightly on the broader implications of nuclear power. The environmental benefits of reducing reliance on fossil fuels are mentioned, but the discussion lacks depth. Critics of nuclear power are largely absent, leaving viewers to ponder whether the program presents a balanced perspective. For those curious about the broader debate around nuclear energy's place in the UK's energy strategy, this first episode serves as an intriguing starting point but leaves much room for further exploration. Nowhere Special, 2020, BBC 2, 11:05 p.m. Nowhere Special is a quietly devastating film about love, loss, and the fragility of life. It tells the story of John, a terminally ill window cleaner, as he searches for a family to adopt his young son, Michael. The premise is simple, but its emotional weight is profound. Through John's journey, the film explores the quiet resilience of ordinary people facing extraordinary circumstances. His stoic determination contrasts with the heartbreaking reality of his situation, making every moment deeply affecting. The film is a tender portrait of lives on the margins, where small acts of kindness carry immense weight. Director Uberto Pasolini focuses on the mundane details of John's life, creating a sense of intimacy that draws the audience in. The interactions with potential adoptive families reveal societal divides, exposing themes of class and privilege. Yet, the film never judges. It captures the humanity of each character, showing that even in the face of hardship, dignity and compassion endure. What makes Nowhere Special so haunting is its restraint. It avoids melodrama, relying instead on quiet moments and unspoken emotions. James Norton's understated performance as John is remarkable, conveying grief, love, and hope with subtlety. The bond between father and son is beautifully portrayed, making their inevitable separation all the more poignant. This is not just a story about loss, but also about the enduring power of love. 71, 2014, film for 11:40 p.m. 71 is a gripping and intense exploration of survival in a war-torn city. The film follows Gary Hook, a young British soldier separated from his unit during the Troubles in Belfast. Alone and disoriented, he must navigate a hostile environment where danger lurks around every corner. The streets become a battleground where alliances shift and trust is a scarce commodity. It is a taut, relentless thriller that vividly captures the chaos and fear of being stranded in enemy territory. The film portrays the disorientation of urban conflict with striking realism. Director Jan de Mange immerses the audience in Gary's perspective, using tight, handheld camera work to convey the confusion and panic of his ordeal. The stark, unrelenting visuals reflect the grim reality of the Troubles, where violence and mistrust define daily life. Through Gary's eyes, the film paints a harrowing picture of a divided community, where civilians and combatants alike are caught in a cycle of violence. What sets 71 apart is its focus on human connections amidst the chaos. Gary encounters strangers who risk their safety to help him, highlighting moments of compassion in an otherwise bleak world. These fleeting alliances reveal the complexity of the conflict, where personal ethics often clash with political loyalties. The film avoids simplistic portrayals of good and evil, showing the moral ambiguity faced by those on all sides of the conflict. It reminds us that humanity can persist, even in the most dire circumstances. At its core, 71 is more than a survival thriller, it is a powerful commentary on the devastating impact of war on individuals and communities. Jack O'Connell delivers a raw and compelling performance as Gary, embodying vulnerability and resilience. The film's tension never lets up, keeping the audience on edge until the final moments. Taut, visceral, and deeply affecting, 71 is a masterful depiction of survival and the human cost of conflict.
Tuesday, the 7th of January, 2025. Accused, the fake grooming scandal, 1 of 3, C4, 9 p.m. This first episode introduces a media storm that tore apart lives and communities. A series of accusations led to innocent individuals being vilified in a frenzy of public outrage. Through interviews and reconstructed events, this episode sheds light on how the initial claims gained traction. It shows how powerful narratives, even when false, can override evidence and common sense. The focus is on the accused, who found themselves at the center of a modern witch hunt. Their stories are heartbreaking, highlighting the devastation caused to careers, families, and mental health. The public's thirst for outrage, fueled by sensationalist headlines, is examined in unflinching detail. Viewers are left questioning how easily collective judgment can be manipulated. This episode also introduces the journalists and investigators who began to doubt the official narrative. Their determination to uncover the truth provides a glimmer of hope in an otherwise bleak story. A tense and gripping start to a series that demands attention. Accused, the fake grooming scandal, 2 of 3, C4, 9 p.m. In the second episode, the focus shifts to the efforts to clear the names of the falsely accused. Those who were targeted face overwhelming odds as they seek justice. The episode documents their struggles against a system seemingly indifferent to the truth. Courtrooms, social media, and public opinion become battlegrounds, revealing how difficult it is to undo the damage of false accusations. The emotional toll on the victims and their families is laid bare. Viewers see the pain of ostracization, financial ruin, and psychological trauma. One particularly poignant moment shows a family forced to leave their community after receiving threats. The human cost of misinformation is explored with sensitivity and depth. This installment also highlights the role of legal advocates and journalists who fight to uncover the facts. Their work exposes the fragility of systems meant to protect the innocent. As cracks begin to form in the public narrative, the stakes grow higher for everyone involved. The tension builds, leaving viewers eager for the resolution. Mona Lisa, 1986, Film 4, 1:20 a.m. Neil Jordan's Mona Lisa is a neo-noir masterpiece that dives into the murky waters of London's underworld, offering a gripping and emotionally complex exploration of redemption and connection. The film follows George, Bob Hoskins, a small-time hood recently released from prison, as he takes a job chauffeuring Simone, Kathy Tyson, a high-class call girl. Their unlikely partnership forms the core of the narrative, blending crime, romance, and existential longing. Bob Hoskins delivers a powerhouse performance as George, a man grappling with his place in a world that has moved on without him. George is rough around the edges, blunt, sometimes violent, but with a raw humanity that makes him deeply relatable. His growing concern for Simone transcends the transactional nature of their arrangement, becoming a mission to protect her from the dangers of the life she inhabits. Kathy Tyson's portrayal of Simone is equally riveting. Beneath her polished exterior lies a woman trapped by circumstance, navigating a system that exploits her at every turn. Her relationship with George is complex, oscillating between trust, manipulation, and moments of genuine connection. Simone's quest to find a young girl lost in the same web of exploitation serves as a poignant reminder of the vulnerability of those caught in cycles of abuse. Neil Jordan's direction is moody and evocative, capturing the grime and glamour of 1980s London. The city itself becomes a character, its neon-lit streets and shadowy corners reflecting the duality of hope and despair that permeates the story. Michael Caine's chilling turn as the menacing underworld boss Mortwell adds further tension, reminding viewers of the ever-present dangers lurking beneath the surface. Mona Lisa is more than just a crime drama, it's a meditation on power, morality, and the human need for connection. The film's noir aesthetic is enhanced by a haunting score and moments of sharp humor, making the darker themes even more impactful. By the end, the audience is left with a bittersweet conclusion that refuses to offer easy answers, instead embracing the messy, often painful complexities of life. This is a must-watch for fans of character-driven narratives and atmospheric filmmaking. Mona Lisa continues to stand as one of British cinema's finest achievements, with its themes of redemption and compassion resonating just as strongly today as they did in 1986.
Wednesday, the 8th of January, 2025. Patience, 1 of 6, C4, 9 p.m. The opening episode introduces Patience, a young autistic woman whose unique way of thinking becomes central to solving crimes. Played by Ella Maisie-Purvis, who is herself autistic, the portrayal brings depth and authenticity to the character. Patience's meticulous attention to detail and unconventional perspective prove indispensable as she unravels complex cases. The series, based on the Franco-Belgian crime drama Astrid, Murder in Paris, blends procedural intrigue with a heartfelt exploration of neurodiversity. Filmed across York and Antwerp, the dual settings enrich the narrative with visual contrasts. The cobbled streets of York evoke warmth and history, while Antwerp's urban landscapes add modern tension. The representation of neurodiversity in patients is refreshing and overdue. Rarely do dramas place autistic characters at the center without resorting to stereotypes or tokenism. Instead, this series offers an empathetic, layered depiction of a woman whose differences are her strengths. The inclusion of Purvis, a neurodivergent actor, adds further authenticity. Her performance resonates with viewers, breaking barriers for representation in mainstream media. The show also fosters broader conversations about inclusivity and understanding. In a genre often dominated by conventional leads, Patience feels like a bold step forward, shining a light on stories that deserve to be told. Accused, the fake grooming scandal, 3 of 3, C4, 10 p.m. The concluding episode centers on accountability. Those who spread falsehoods are confronted with the consequences of their actions. The victims, once silenced and sidelined, finally have their voices heard. The episode captures moments of vindication, but not without lingering damage to reputations and lives. The program highlights the institutional failures that allowed the scandal to escalate. Authorities, pressured by media and public opinion, acted hastily, compounding the harm. The ethical dilemmas faced by investigators and journalists are explored in depth. Viewers are challenged to consider how justice can be restored when trust is shattered. As the series ends, it leaves a powerful impression. It's a stark reminder of the cost of collective error and the importance of diligence in uncovering truth. A sobering and thought-provoking finale to a harrowing story. The Shallows, 2016, BBC One, 10:40 p.m. The Shallows is a tense and gripping survival thriller that pits human determination against the raw power of nature. The story follows Nancy, a surfer stranded on a rocky outcrop just 200 yards from shore as she fights to outwit a relentless great white shark. The film's premise is simple, yet its execution is masterful, capturing the primal fear of the unknown lurking beneath the waves. It's a tale of survival that feels both visceral and deeply personal, immersing the audience in Nancy's peril at every turn. The vast, open sea becomes more than just a backdrop, it is a metaphor for isolation and resilience. Nancy's struggle against the shark mirrors her internal battle as she confronts her fears and draws strength from her determination to live. The film's stunning cinematography heightens the tension, juxtaposing the beauty of the ocean with its deadly unpredictability. Every ripple and shadow in the water becomes a source of dread, underscoring the fragility of the human spirit when faced with nature's might. Blake Lively delivers a compelling performance, capturing Nancy's vulnerability and resourcefulness with raw authenticity. Her physical and emotional endurance grounds the film, making her journey one of survival and self-discovery. The Shallows is more than a thriller, it's a story about the indomitable will to survive. Taut, visually striking, and emotionally resonant, it leaves a lasting impression, reminding viewers of both the terror and awe inspired by the natural world. Flag Day, 2025, Film 4, 11:40 p.m. Flag Day is a poignant and emotionally charged exploration of family, trust, and identity. The film follows Jennifer Fogel as she unravels the truth about her father, John, a charismatic but deeply flawed conman. Their relationship is marked by tenderness, love, and the ever-present shadow of deception. The film weaves these conflicting emotions into a powerful narrative, offering a deeply personal tale of a daughter's search for clarity and self-discovery amidst a web of lies. Flag Day is about the complexities of love and the pain of disillusionment. John's larger-than-life personality draws both admiration and resentment from Jennifer, who must reconcile the father she adores with the man whose actions have hurt her. The film masterfully captures these emotional layers, revealing how love and betrayal can coexist. Through its intimate storytelling, it challenges viewers to consider how much of ourselves is shaped by our parents and their choices. Visually, the film reflects the tension between beauty and chaos, with striking cinematography that underscores the emotional turmoil of the characters. Sean Penn delivers a nuanced performance as John, capturing the charm and desperation of a man running from the truth. Dylan Penn's portrayal of Jennifer is equally compelling, conveying vulnerability and strength as she navigates the complexities of her father's legacy. Flag Day is a bittersweet and thought-provoking journey, reminding us that self-discovery often comes at a personal cost.
Thursday, the 9th of January, 2025. Patience, 2 of 6, C4, 9 p.m. The second episode of Patience deepens the exploration of its titular character, played by the brilliant Ella Maisie-Purvis. Building on the strong foundation of the series opener, this installment delves into Patience's personal and professional life, focusing on the complexities of her relationships and the intricate case she is tasked to solve. It's a rich, layered episode that continues to blend procedural drama with deeply personal storytelling. Patience's autism remains central to the narrative, shaping both her investigative methods and her interactions with others. The episode sensitively portrays the ways her unique perspective becomes an asset in uncovering hidden details others might overlook. This case, involving a cold trail connected to an old family tragedy, forces her to confront her own past while piecing together the lives of those involved. Purvis's nuanced performance conveys both the power and the challenges of seeing the world differently, making her portrayal authentic and deeply resonant. Family dynamics take center stage in this episode, as Patience's relationship with her parents and siblings is explored through a series of flashbacks. These moments provide insight into her upbringing and the formative experiences that have shaped her identity. The tension between her desire for independence and her family's protective instincts is palpable, offering a relatable depiction of the push and pull faced by neurodivergent individuals and their loved ones. Playground, 2021, C4, 2:45 a.m. This unflinching drama dives into the complex world of a schoolyard. It portrays the power struggles, small cruelties, and fleeting moments of kindness that define childhood. The story follows a young girl trying to fit in while witnessing the bullying of her brother. Her silence reflects the difficult position many find themselves in, caught between fear and a desire to help. The film explores how social hierarchies are established and reinforced in seemingly innocent spaces. Adults, often oblivious or indifferent, fail to intervene effectively. This highlights the challenges of safeguarding the vulnerable. The children's interactions are raw and authentic, capturing the ways young minds process and replicate what they see in the adult world. The portrayal of peer pressure and complicity raises challenging questions about responsibility. Who has the power to disrupt cycles of cruelty? The film lingers on moments of tension and inaction, showing how easy it is for harm to persist unchallenged. At the same time, it offers glimpses of hope through fleeting acts of courage and compassion. Playground resonates because of its honesty. It invites viewers to reflect on the subtle yet profound dynamics that shape early experiences. This is not just a story about school. It's about the foundation of how we learn to treat one another. A small yet profoundly impactful film.
Friday the 10th of January, 2025. Arena, Bob Dylan, No Direction Home, BBC 4, 10:20 p.m. Arena, Bob Dylan, No Direction Home is an enthralling exploration of one of the most iconic and enigmatic figures in music history. Directed by Martin Scorsese, this documentary captures Dylan's transformative journey from a young folk singer in the early 1960s to a cultural legend. Through a rich blend of rare archival footage, interviews, and performances, the film offers a layered portrait of an artist who continuously reinvented himself while shaping the musical and cultural landscape of his time. The documentary focuses on pivotal moments in Dylan's career, including his rise as a folk hero and his controversial decision to go electric, which divided fans and critics alike. It brings to life the energy and intensity of his early performances, as well as the profound influence of his music on the civil rights movement and the counterculture of the 1960s. Dylan's evolution is presented not just as a musical journey but as a reflection of the social and political upheaval of the era. Scorsese's direction crafts a compelling narrative that balances the public and private aspects of Dylan's life. While much of the musician's mystique remains intact, the film provides glimpses into his creative process and the challenges he faced as an artist constantly pushing boundaries. No Direction Home is not only a celebration of Dylan's genius but also a meditation on the complexities of fame, art, and identity. It is a must-watch for anyone seeking to understand the enduring impact of this extraordinary musician. Bob Dylan, Shadow Kingdom, BBC 4, 1:45 a.m. This concert reimagines Dylan's classics with a fresh lens. The intimate setting feels timeless. Colette, 2018, BBC 2, 11:05 p.m. Colette is a captivating biographical drama that tells the story of Sidonie Gabrielle Colette, a young woman who defies societal norms to become one of France's most celebrated authors. The film begins with Colette's marriage to Willy, a charming but self-serving literary entrepreneur who convinces her to go strike for him. Her early novels, published under his name, gain widespread acclaim, but the credit is not hers. This sets the stage for a story of artistic liberation and personal empowerment. As Colette's voice grows stronger, so does her resistance to the constraints placed upon her. The film captures her journey from a subdued wife to a bold and independent artist determined to claim ownership of her work. Keira Knightley delivers a compelling performance, bringing to life Colette's wit, passion, and growing defiance. Her portrayal highlights the struggles and triumphs of a woman reclaiming her identity in a world designed to silence her. The film also explores the complexities of Colette's relationship with Willy. Dominic West's portrayal of Willy is both charming and infuriating, embodying the era's gender dynamics that allowed men to exploit women's talents for their gain. Their relationship is a mix of affection, manipulation, and rivalry, reflecting the broader societal tensions of the time. As Colette breaks free from his shadow, the film becomes a testament to her resilience and determination to succeed on her terms. Director Wash Westmoreland brings early 20th century France vividly to life, with lush cinematography and detailed period settings that immerse viewers in Colette's world. Beyond its aesthetic appeal, the film delves into broader themes of gender, power, and artistic expression. Colette's story resonates as a timeless reminder of the barriers women have faced and continue to face in asserting their voices in male-dominated spaces. Colette is more than a biopic, it's a celebration of creative freedom and self-discovery. Colette's journey from obscurity to literary fame is both inspiring and thought-provoking, reminding us of the courage it takes to challenge conventions and reclaim one's identity. With its powerful performances and rich storytelling, the film is a fitting tribute to a trailblazing artist who refused to be silenced.
And finally, streaming. Jerry Springer, Fights, Camera, Action, Netflix, the 7th of January 2025. The chaotic talk show gets a deep dive, unpacking its cultural impact. It revels in the spectacle of conflict, often encouraging participants to expose raw emotions for public consumption. The program raises unsettling questions about entertainment derived from humiliation and pain. Are such shows a mirror to society's flaws, or do they amplify them for profit? Behind the shouting matches and dramatic reveals lies a platform that gave a voice to the marginalized. Yet, the line between empowerment and exploitation often blurred. Viewers are invited to laugh or gasp at the participants, while their struggles are commodified. It's both fascinating and troubling to consider who truly benefited. The review also probes the wider consequences of this format. The normalization of sensationalism reshaped television, spawning countless imitators. It left a legacy of shows prioritizing conflict over resolution, entertainment over empathy. The audience, too, was complicit, consuming drama at the expense of dignity. This retrospective forces reflection on the ethical balance of such programs. While undeniably engaging, they raise difficult questions about the media's responsibility and the cost of public spectacle. Is it a window into reality, or a distortion of it? A guilty pleasure that demands closer scrutiny. Bank of Dave 2, The Lone Ranger, Netflix, the 10th of January 2025. A sequel showcasing grassroots financial triumphs. Heartfelt and inspiring, it reminds us of people power. Walter Presents, Sleepers, Channel 4 streaming, the 10th of January 2025. This series delves into lives disrupted by choices from the past. It's gripping, atmospheric, and full of twists.